waterproof. It's 30 minutes water ready. But what I'm going to do once I put this on here, I'm going to let it still sit for a little bit. So this is what we're going to be using. I got this off of Amazon. And I'm going to go for about 1 inch up. And the reason for that is because any water sediment will settle at the bottom, especially if you're on well water. And then that way it won't be sucked up, coming through this and going into your drain tube and getting clogging things up. No, 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 out, out. So I am going to take this little magic marker. This is actually a garden marker for outdoor use, and I'm going to mark around this to help me when I start to drill to know exactly where to go. Okay, so we got a little circle. So we got our little circle, so we'll know where to put the drill at. You don't have to do that. This is just something I'm going to do. One thing is that I want to look at my bit here. And I think this hole is going to be, when I drill, this bit's going to be smaller. But I'd rather go smaller to begin with than too big. Plus this bit is going to probably move a little bit. That one will probably work. It's a little bit bigger. But I'm going to start out with this one. So I'm going to take, this one's got my tape on it, but I want to, so I won't mess up my tape, I want to see how big this hole is. I did go up bigger in the bit. So really, that's supposed to screw on there like that. So what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to take see if I can find a lighter, if I can find one, and try to melt this a little bit. I mean, it'll go in there just like that. I don't have to put the plumber's tape on it. Or I can take and move this drill up a little bit. Gently going around. See if I can enlarge it just a little bit. Alright, what I'm going to do is see if I can get a pair of pliers and screw that in a little bit and see if it just enlarges. I don't enlarge it. I don't want to get it too big. That's going to help melt some of that little pieces of plastic. So now I'm taking the one that's got the plumber's tape on it. Putting the plumber's tape on it to see if it would help better with leaking. That's fitting pretty good. trying to get it snugged. I think that'd be enough. I don't think I want to get it, you know, we're dealing with plastic. So now we got that on there. This is 100% silicone. Kitchen and bath project, and I got the white. I probably should have got the clear, but I didn't even catch that. I would prefer got the clear. I'm not just going to gob it on there. I'm going to try to mash it around there. Clear would look nicer. And now this takes 30 minutes. It's supposed to be lifetime guarantee. But I'm just going to let it set out and let this cure really good. This is the tubing I'm going to be using. This is 25 feet. Both these I got off of Amazon, and I'll try to leave into the description these items. And then I'm waiting on some tees and some nipples that'll be into a couple of days. So this is why I want to go ahead and get this on here. Just let it sit there, and then we'll get our other pieces and get ready for installing this automatic rabbit waterer. So we have our bucket here that we put our little brass thing on there so that our hose can slip on there. We have our hose. I only ordered a 25-foot hose. Now I put silicone on the outside of this, so actually it's been sitting here for about 7 days, just like that. And I also put some onto the inside where this is on the other side of this right here. So this just came in. This includes our tees, and then we have a little wrench here and our nipples, our little nipples here for the rabbits, and of course there's springs on the inside. This right here will go in here to adjust this. If it's leaking, you can kind of tighten it up. Then also we have in here is the springs. These springs connect. It'll connect right here like that, and then this will connect onto the cage. I have these little hooks right here. We just drilled in there. Might have to drill it some more, but I don't want to get my hole too big, so we'll try to put these in there so it can hold the bucket. So I got my bucket over here. I'm gonna try to pull this out. To cut it. Slide this in onto this T right here. The bucket's always got to be higher up than your cages. I don't want to get it too tight. I don't want to get too loose either, considering the weight of the water that's going to be in there. If my camera moves, it's because the rabbit, they like to chew on everything. So we're going to go ahead and just cut this. We're going to cut it. I'm going to slide this on here where the rabbit eats my camera. God help me, Jesus. And then we got this left over. So I did judge it right on the mount. I didn't want to order 50 and 100 feet. Just have tubing sitting around. So our next thing we're going to do, we're going to make this just simple, as simple can be. We're going to hook this on here. Now the cat rabbit's trying to eat the scissors. No, 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 no. So this is where I'm going to have to watch it, see if this works. Especially this one right here. The rest of them's been doing fine. They haven't taken notice into it. I think it'll be fine over there. This cage, well, every animal's different. So what we're gonna do, our next goal is to bring this over, put a T, run another piece down. So this is how we got it set up. Show this part again. We've got rain, so you'll hear the rain on the tin. We had to push this spring on here. That's the nipple right there. Then this is our tube, and we just pushed it on there. We got it zip tied. Zip tied. Just keeping it out of the animal's way. Zip tied. Zip tied. There's a T right here. I put a T right here. Then I got a little tubing right there with another T right there. I took a zip tie, kind of braced this right here. It's not tight, but this will run down to the nipple. So this T up here will come across. It'll stop right there. Come across with this tubing, zip tie, and just let it hang over away from the cage. So we got this one away from the cage, because especially with this rabbit, she was really wanting to get after it. And so we got this away from the cage. He's usually pretty calm, but you can't really trust rabbits. We got this one away from the cage. I took a string. I might try a wire later on, but right now the string is working. Just to hold this up. Just to brace it. Because this is tubing, it's very flexible, and that's why I did that. I let this tubing sit out for about 4 days, just so that it was round and round in a circle, just so it wouldn't be going around and around a circle. It'd be more flexible, more out for me to be able to manage. So we just put that string on there. That's giving a little bit of brace, because we got a little distance here for our bucket. Now I could have set it up here. I still later on can still do that. All I got to do is cut this tubing, take the bucket and set it up here. And I could actually take this later on, if this doesn't work, and try to hang it up there. But I got to make sure the bucket's higher than this cage right here. So when I hang it up there, that kind of slopes down. So that's going to kind of put it close. For now, we're just going to take and try this method right here. Then that way, when we're putting water into the bucket, we're not worried about getting the rabbits wet in their area. So when you're doing rabbit automatic waterers, you pretty much got to figure out according to the standard of how you got your design of the cages and what would be the easiest. At the beginning, I was going to put it right here and run my T and go that way, but then I realized I got a cage in the middle, and either which way I end up putting a T there. So I decided to start down here, go this way, keep going. Already had this one cut, get my T going right here, cut another piece of tubing right here, put another T. That will run it down to this nipple here. Then that T that's still there, that's right there, that tubing will go over there and run to that cage. And I think that would be the simplest for this design here. I think I'm going to put a zip tie around this right here in case they pull on it. And he was just messing with it. I think he was just like kind of messing with it. But I think he also found out it had a little bit of water there. There we go. All right now. All right. Good boy. Good boy. You're going to get you some raisins. All right. So I'm definitely going to put a zip tie on there. I haven't finished filling up the bucket yet. I just put some water in there. I haven't tested other nipples yet. I just had a cup that I just took out. Just right here I was going to rinse out. But I still see like water. I might hook it back on there and see if that water that's dripping down there, it would catch it. He's probably just learning how to get it going, but he's doing pretty good. Alright, let me check the other nipples. All these guys hanging out. Y'all hanging out. Now the sun it's kind of getting darker. We're going, I got a tropical storm that just went by. Or is going by. Day and more. So I don't see any water coming out of this one. Okay, there it goes. Now I made sure I put, they say to put this little lip of these nipples at the bottom. And I think it's so that water, when it comes down, at least they can get some of it. I've seen a lot of people take and put them on the side. So what I'm going to do is take these bottles out. I've already got most of them out. I'm going to get these bottles out. He's already quit drinking. His bottle is out. I did a video on burping these bottles right here, and it did work. It really did slow down the leaking of these bottles. Now we'll be going back to these into the winter time. I thought about putting a heating system, but it's really no sense in that. You got to come out and check on your animals every day. You should anyhow. That one's leaking pretty good. So they give you a little Allen wrench, and that if it's leaking too much. Okay, that one's coming out, and she'll find it. Look at there. Here you go, baby. Look. She sees where the water's at. That's what we want. She got it on her nose, bless her heart. I'm sorry, darling. I'm sorry. Bless your little heart. You got the cutest little nose. Sorry, guys. I just being real here. So that's working. So they got the water. There she goes. Okay, so we're going to get some dip ties and put it on these tubings here around that nipple. Just making that a little bit more sturdier. Hey, buddy. Hi. So I just noticed this spring popped off. I don't know if it popped off when I walked away. I was concerned about these springs. Then we'll start pulling on it. So we got to get something. We got to do something about that. I tried taking the needle nose pliers, and that's when I had one of these nipples break on this end right here. Definitely don't like this part. Uh-oh, see, that came loose. I think I'm going to take a zip tie. Tie that spring right there. I'm going to tell you what. Zip ties, if I can find them, zip ties is a necessity here onto this homestead. We live with zip ties. Just gonna zip tie that. Take that one off. Definitely worry about these springs. Now, if you're out every day, then it's different. If you can't be out every day, to see if they got knocked off or popped off. And that's going to mess the water up. All right, that's a lot better. We're going to be putting a lid on top of this so that bugs and debris that can blow from the wind not get into our lines. With the water in there, I don't really have to mash it down. It sits on there really good. As a matter of fact, this lid doesn't even fit this bucket, but it's working. So we'll switch those out later on. But as long as it's got it covered, it's fine. The focus is just to keep leaves and stuff from blowing in there and bugs. So this lid goes onto a different container, but there we go. So thank you very much for watching. Very simple setup. I mean, it just basically you have to design it to the way your cages or where you got your rabbits, how you got your design, and that's it. It's so simple. You can have it done in 30 minutes. The longest that took me was the fact that, you know, first time doing this, because I actually watched a couple videos, you know, just basically to get a general idea, and then I just went for it, you know, because I know that according to my design of my area here, it's not going to be like everybody else's. So what I needed to know is to get this tubing, the rabbit nipples, what that consists of, a bucket, and you know, this right here, you can't see it now, but where we put this brass on here and caulking, and so far I don't see it leaking. We'll keep watching that. So that was my main concern. Everything else I wasn't even worried about. It's pretty much basic. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you on to the next video. So we got this going on now. And they seem to be doing pretty good. Look, she's drinking now. That's the first time I've seen that. So we got all three of them drinking. I haven't even made it in the house. So this is good. This is very good.